Good evening, everyone. Treasure Troller here. I guess I'm not going to do I got to tone down the pissed off video. I can't do it. But I thought I would very briefly and indirectly talk about the Trump thing today, basically. Donald Trump ran back in 2016 on Make America Great Again, but he also talked about draining the swamp. And no one was like, what the hell's this swamp? There's no, it's all bullshit. Just, scare tactics and whatnot. The swamp didn't exist. Well, yeah, sort of like after he said that, he was impeached twice. They were talking about getting him out of office on the 25th Amendment. Then we have the January 6th committee. We have this discretionary arrests, persecutions, and raids being done on certain individuals. We have people in this administration that care nothing about the southern border, that want nothing to do with it. And then you have this Trump indictment. Now, if you can say whatever you want about Donald Trump. You don't like the guy, you want to see him in jail and whatnot. I guess, that's fine. But what you cannot do now is say there's no such thing as a swamp in Washington, D.C. Now, I'm not exactly sure this is what Donald Trump had in mind when he wanted to prove to the world that there was a swamp. But you cannot deny that anymore. And I think before, while Trump was in office, people could sort of turn an eye to this swamp theory and not have much to say about it. But with this indictment and him being charged, you cannot get around the swamp anymore. I doubt Donald Trump seriously thought that this would be what it would amount to. But from this point on, there are going to be people demanding, especially new politicians demanding that the swamp be drained. Some of these Merrick Garland and the Homeland Security buffoon be held accountable. Because if you can hold a former president accountable for shit, you're going to be able to hold Democrat former presidents, administration officials. This is not going to go well for the Democrats either, because this is one of those things, be careful what you wish for on both ends. Donald Trump wished to drain the swamp, and this is what happened. And now Democrats are going, well, we want Trump persecuted. We want him brought to the mat. We want him shamed publicly. Well, you got what you asked for, but you just better be careful, because you just might get it, because there's going to be a lot of comeuppance, I think, from this. And as far as what's going to happen after this, I think Bragg is done with this now, and so is this judge. I think they will very easily get it moved out of Manhattan to a more neutral site and a more neutral judge, and they're just not going to prosecute it. They're going to parse this thing out to maybe one charge that could possibly be made. Right now it sounds like it's one charge 34 different ways. I think they'll just move it to a more neutral court and it's just gonna vanish. But the Democrats think they got what they wanted. They got Donald Trump out of Florida in his big private jet to come up to Manhattan, probably all tax deductible, and sit before a court and plead not guilty. They got their picture, they got their photo op, they got just what they wanted. And now, well, they think they got what they wanted, but I think the battle has just begun. So it's far from over, and I think a lot of politicians, especially on the Republican side, it's going to come down to that Rhino MAGA thing again. And you better be willing to throw some people in jail and indict them, because if you don't, I don't think you're going to have a long or successful political career. So this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.